tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another after show for NXT. That music is really loud, and I don't know if I can handle it. No! Don't do it to us! I'm Kathy Kelly. Joining me,
I'm the man,
hobo.
The man of this after show.
Oh,
the
you're the man. I know.
Of the NXT AfterBuzz after show.
You are the only man on this week's after show because Mark is in Texas. Doing rooster stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Rooster. I think rooster dental work.
Oh.
Yeah. Rooster dentistry.
No, that's not right.
No?
No.
I was close.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
I was misinformed.
You guys, we are only a couple weeks away from the next NXT Takeover.
Put it like that, it's a little scary.
It's terrifying in the best of ways. I'm so excited. So let's talk about last night's NXT. Kick it off with a women's match. Charlotte versus Bayley.
The ladies are on. You can turn the song off.
Wrestle better than men.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of cases.
Yeah. There were a lot of chants tonight about this is wrestling and thank you, Charlotte, after the match. This match, though, Bayley ends up winning it with a Bayley to belly.
A super Bayley to belly.
Yeah.
Like, she had to really work hard to put away Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
She hit the first Bayley to belly, but she kicked out. Charlotte is just that superior of an athlete that she can kick out of that move. And the way Bayley sticks it, man, you go into that mat. I mean, full force.
And that Bayley Karana.
Bayley Karana. Actually, it was more like a Bayley Steiner. Bayley Steiner.
Okay.
It was a Frankensteiner.
Yeah.
It's off the top.
Okay.
And Charlotte, even then, I don't think I've ever seen anybody land that hard off of that. I just, like, not
Selling
even...
it.
You can sometimes roll. If you get enough leverage, you can roll out of that. It's just like, bam! Like, oh!
Yeah. What'd you think of this match?
The match overall was fantastic.
Yeah.
Start to finish, I really thoroughly, genuinely enjoyed it. It was a very physical contest between two competitors who respect each other, have some history. Obviously, they were talking about it on commentary. These two have had their ups and downs, but right now they're meeting each other sort of on equal terms.
Yeah. And they talked about it on commentary as well, that a year ago, Bayley would have just been happy to be at NXT. She wouldn't have wanted a title shot, and now she's going for those kind of things.
There is so much fire in her. It's just amazing to me. Just the corner elbows she was giving Charlotte, and the entire time she's just roaring and throwing her entire weight and body and everything she has into this, because she knows what it means. She knows what it means to try and knock off the best to get to the title.
Yeah. Do you see her as the next NXT Women's Champ?
It's really hard to say, but I'm enjoying the road that she's on. I'm really liking where she's going, and it's amazing to me how over she is with the fans. That
adorable little Bayley fan who is crying, and I was like, am I you? Are you me?
Really? It's amazing. But I just mean her attitude overall and how she presents herself is like an old 80s wrestler babyface. Like the Rockers. Great example. Like the bright colors and the and all that, but she actually owns it. And she looks like she means it, like it's her. Mm-hmm. So people are willing to not even suspend disbelief, but believe in her because she's this thing.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, but here she is. It's amazing to me.
So into her character.
Or it's just
That's her, yeah.
Or it's seamless transition. It's who knows? But that's the best
I mean,
part.
we know kind of from interviewing her that that's not her, but
that's the best part.
It was so, that was out of all the interviews that we've done, it was kind of like, oh, I forget sometimes that you are not this. So
right.
That's cool. That just speaks volumes for, you know.
And how hard she works.
How great she is.
Absolutely.
I think that one of the things that we didn't really touch on it on Raw this week, but one of the things that's been lacking with the women's division, even though they have incredible wrestlers up there because Charlotte went up, Becky went up, Sasha went up, and then they have some girls on the main roster who are capable of that kind of stuff as well, we don't see the storyline that we're seeing down at NXT. Like, we know their stories, we know where they're going. No one's really challenged for the Divas title up there yet, which I find very strange because that would be the first thing that you would think one of them or all of them would do.
The Divas title is neatly tucked away.
There's just been no mention of it at all. That's crazy.
Or anybody somehow getting to challenge Nikki for it. It's just not been on the table at all. Which, I mean, you know why. Everybody knows why. And I understand that. I understood as soon as the girls debuted, I'm like, okay, we're going to have a bunch of great matches. None of it's going to be for the title. And that's just going to be how it is. Until after a certain point. That's just going to be it.
Until after 295 days.
It's stupid and it sucks. But you get a bunch of great wrestling matches. Here,
I just want a storyline. I want a storyline.
You actually have, like, context and a real story of somebody trying to work their way up to the title and having to beat systematically the best of the best in front of her. And honestly, I don't know if she's gonna win at all. I don't know if she's going to beat Becky Lynch next week.
Well, going into that match, she just looks so strong. She just beat Charlotte.
Right, but it's like one mountain and then another mountain. Like, these aren't hills, these aren't hurdles, these are the best of the best. And Becky Lynch is just as dangerous as Charlotte, if not more so, because Becky Lynch will throw in a few suplexes, which Bayley really didn't have to deal with tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, Bayley throws her own, but all the same, it's a different animal. So Becky can toss you, and then she'll ground you and break your arm.
Such a good match, though. After the match, Bayley leaves, gives her headband to the little Bayley fan, and then we see Charlotte smiling in the ring, which I thought was a really cool moment, too.
They said thank you to each other. I was reading their lips. It meant a lot. They shook hands at the end of it, or at the beginning of it, and by the end of it, they left as friends. They came in as friends, and it was not personal. They did not take that extra step to gain an advantage over the other. The cheapest thing that happened was at the very end when Charlotte schoolboyed Bayley into the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
And the back of her head hit that turnbuckle. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. She took a chance there, but it didn't pan out for her. But it was all for the gold.
Yeah. And we've mentioned on this show before, we were kind of concerned with a lot of the girls going up to the main roster. Would there be then this void down at NXT of good female wrestlers? I'm almost, not that I'm happy that Bayley stayed down there, because I think that she deserves to be at main roster status as well, but I kind of am. Like, she's so good, and if we had the 4 horsewomen leave NXT, what's left?
Somebody has to be around sort of to hold the fort down. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. And there are girls down there who I think are making significant improvements, or some that came in and already knew how to wrestle. But we haven't seen their characters develop yet.
They've not been established. Bayley is the most established female down there right now who has not debuted on the main roster.
A lot of people tweeted us this past week that apparently Dana Brooke was in California with the main roster. She was out there on the stage for the Rowdy Roddy Piper tribute. And I don't know what that means.
Hey, good for her. Obviously,
Yeah.
she's getting a lot of work, and I hope she continues to advance. Maybe we'll see her soon. Why, if we do see her on the main roster, we saw her here first.
Yeah. Since there really isn't a place to talk about that in tonight's episode, I did want to mention a lot of people were talking about how we were being too nice on Eva Marie because she came in studio versus Dana Brooke. And honestly, I think that we've said that we're happy that both of them are improving and both of them are training.
It's a hard subject. People like to point a finger at us, say that we're biased because Eva Marie was in studio. I don't think that's the case.
I think, though, honestly, I probably had the same feelings about Dana Brooke as I did Eva Marie, but I listened to the interview. It wasn't the fact that she was in studio. I listened to the interview, and she became a more relatable person because of that. And that's something that we've seen with talent that has packages down there, like Baron Corbin's package, even though he needs to do something else. Becky Lynch's package, Finn Balor's package, like all of these things, they make them more relatable. That interview, that hour-long interview that was conducted at AfterBuzz, made her more relatable to me.
And people don't understand that they're criticizing her in-ring ability.
Yeah.
And people, I don't know if they understand how I look at it as far as in-ring. I consider her NXT match, this most recent match, to be a complete debut. This is a starting point. And if you wanted to compare it to Dana Brooke, yeah, they're basically on the same level. But I think Eva Marie's been around longer, and she could have just left. Everybody wants to see her leave. That's the tone that I'm hearing from most people is, I want Eva Marie out. Cool, great. But she's down there, and she's trying to better herself, so why don't you just give that a chance? And so is Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke is down there, she's putting in work, and she's trying to better herself.
Yeah.
And I am never going to stop anybody from bettering themselves, and I want them to better themselves.
We want to see a better product. We want to see better women's wrestling.
And
wrestling in general.
We're hard on people. That's just kind of our position sometimes. We pick people that we can just be hard on. Dana Brooke's one of them. Because of who she is and how she talks.
I still think she's been getting better.
Hard on her. She's getting better, absolutely. But let's just play everybody equally.
Yeah.
I don't pick favorites. I don't have favorites.
Yeah, you do. What are you talking about? You don't have favorites. Are you kidding me?
Of those two?
Oh, of those two. I was going to say, I have favorite wrestlers. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about those two specifically. I'm not picking favorites.
Oh, okay.
Those two are, they're equal.
Yeah.
I want to see them in a match together, and then I will tell you which one's better. Okay? How's that sound? Oh, let's book it, and then I'll tell you.
That'll be interesting.
Sounds great.
That would be very, very interesting.
Would be interesting is a word for it, yeah.
Michael Cole interviews Kevin Owens in the ring in a very, I don't know, I liked how they shot this. It was cool.
It's a normal studio interview, but they were
in the ring. Yeah.
I guess they felt that they were on the road and they just need to film it, so just do it in the ring.
Kevin Owens was mad that Cole questioned his sincerity about his apology to William Regal, which I thought was great. Just total dick move. He actually doesn't trust Regal anymore since Regal said that he hopes that Finn Balor wins at NXT TakeOver.
Questions his professionalism. Mm-hmm. That's a serious accusation.
It is, really? But if you are the general manager, you have to not have favorites, right?
Absolutely. That's true.
He even said later in the night to Bayley, he's like, oh, you're my niece's favorite, and then smiled at her like he doesn't usually smile at people. So is there going to be a storyline maybe in the future of William Regal having this bias?
It's possible. I mean, arguably, he doesn't like Tyler Breeze. We find out tonight who Tyler Breeze's opponent is. So it kind of sort of works in the same vein and idea. I don't know. It's an interesting place. I think Regal is like getting bigger as far as an influence and a character. Even
I like
he's sort
it.
of getting bigger.
Yeah.
It's really cool. He's not just a cog of the machine. He's becoming an actual thing.
And I think that that's appropriate for a general manager, because in the past there have been people, we did see Dusty a lot when he was the GM of NXT, and then there were, I feel like we've had some people that we haven't seen as much.
Right. I mean,
You can't name them because we didn't see them.
right, exactly. It's terrible.
Kevin Owens says that he wants a ladder match to ensure that there is no ref that has a bias in this match. Do you think that that's what we'll see?
My question is who it benefits. I don't think
Us as fans, because that would be awesome.
at least. But I don't think it benefits Owens to have a ladder match. He's kind of heavy, in case anybody
Are you saying that he couldn't get up a ladder?
No, I'm saying he could, but I'm saying falling from a ladder for him would be far more devastating than it would be for Finn.
I feel like he would take that bump and not give two S's.
2 S's?
Yep.
I think Finn is more agile, and I think that he would actually have the advantage in a ladder match.
Well, Kevin Owens wants it, so even if Finn has the advantage, why not book it?
It's odd to me.
Okay.
How does Owens not know he's at a disadvantage? I think.
Well, he thinks that he's at a greater disadvantage if the ref is on Regal's side.
That's an argument. That's a somewhat reasonable argument in Kevin Owens' head. I don't think it's a fact, and I think he knows it's absolutely a lie because that's the kind of guy he is. He's trying to manipulate and game the system, as he's always done.
Mm-hmm.
Question is, why is it a ladder match?
Because he wants it.
There's more. There's always more going on.
He has something in his mind. He is getting desperate. He says that he needs the money for his family, and you get more money as a champ. He doesn't have the U.S. title, so...
Yeah, pickings are slimmer than they were, and he's not getting any slimmer himself.
That's just mean.
I took a shot!
Have you seen the Twitter account, which is phenomenal? Kevin Owens as a bear?
No!
I just found it the other day, and it's literally pictures of Kevin Owens and then pictures of bears that look like Kevin Owens. And it'll be like one of them smiling and then the bear smiling, or like one of him grumpy and then a grumpy bear. And it's incredible. It's so good. Look it up immediately. Hold on. I think it is called Kevin Owens as a bear. So good.
Yeah, I guess for everything that you can think of, there is something that exists for it.
But this is, I don't even know that I would think of this.
I mean, it kind of works. He's kind of...
Kevin Owens as bears.
As bears.
So it's at KO as bears. I'll just show you one so that you see it.
I like just super old picture of him.
I know. Well, they go pretty far back, but like they're really good.
That's pretty. He's like a big grizzly bear.
Yeah.
He's like a grizzly man.
It's pretty incredible. This is my favorite, the smiling one.
That's pretty great.
Okay. Anyways, I'm sorry. If you guys are listening, you definitely need to check it out. It's
KO as bears.
worth the typing of
That's
typing
really
in
goofy.
characters to find it. So after this, we go to a Bullfit segment.
Yes.
And this is for real this time. He is watching old videos of himself, even last week's comedy segment, and he is upset with himself. He wants to take it seriously. What do you think of this part 1 and part 2? We'll just cover both.
I like part 1. I don't think there's anything wrong with part 1. It's comedy. Comedy's great. Always do comedy stuff.
Well, this isn't comedy, though.
No, but the old one was. But him looking at
No.
it,
This is because they showed 2 parts tonight in
right.
last
We're
night's
talking
episode.
about part 1.
Yeah.
Are we talking about?
Well, let's talk about both of them because it's.
So he's watching the video from last week, which was funny, but when you look at it, it's funny to us and not to him, as he's the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
And I think when he
His butt is the joke?
I mean, it's not so much his butt that's the problem.
Oh.
Yeah, it's more in the front, not the back.
Okay.
He saw that he was the actual reason why people were laughing. People were laughing at him, not with him. And I think he got serious for a moment, kind of sad. I think it was a sad moment. He's like, you know what, I want to do this for real. This is funny and everything, and yeah, but it's time to actually put it down.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was really smart with these segments incorporating social media, because not only are you getting the fans of these other people to then get on board with Bullfit, but it's just another aspect of, tying it all in, getting it over.
I think what's really great about the whole idea of Bullfit is it's emotional. There's an emotional angle. It's not just funny. Or serious. It's got a real emotional.
I just wanted one more week of funny, though. Like, this was almost like it hit me like a truck, because I was like, whoa, we can't laugh at this anymore.
Except for at the end where he got caught underneath bench press.
Well, but part 2, it was him doing all the things, then finally with the tire, throws it over.
I mean, it's what it is. It's about... It's
like
about
Rocky.
believing. It's about believing in yourself. I think after what the whole story is, and we didn't even see it, is he had a few losses, and I think it hit him really hard. So he just started. Yeah. So he just started eating, and he just did it to sort of mask his emotion.
Yeah.
And once he dealt with how he felt about losing as much as he did, then he could overcome what was keeping him down, which was, in a sense, himself, but he lost faith in himself.
Yeah.
He didn't have the self-esteem to really put in work and try to become better, because he didn't think he was going to get any better, because he had lost so many matches. It's hard.
Whatever it is, he is definitely getting more notice now than he was in the Baron Corbin type quick matches where you just win.
Yeah, those tough guy kind of matches.
This is more memorable for sure.
Absolutely. And he's got a real character. He's a very just relatable kind of guy. You can really understand what he's going through, and he makes it very easy to understand how he feels. He emotes. He's got a whole lot of heart, and I think that's really great.
Yeah. Speaking of Baron Corbin, he has a match after this. Baron Corbin versus Steve Cutler. What'd you think of it? I mean, it was another less than 30-second match, end of days in a matter of seconds.
I think it's starting to be one of those situations where he's doing it to spite the fans. But it doesn't...
This was the most boring of the Baron Corbin matches in my mind. Out of all the boring ones, this was the most boring.
It's just, it sort of doesn't speak to the caliber of athlete that he's being put up against. The fact that they're dying so quick, it just shows me that they're not good enough to out-wrestle him. So if he's beating people to spite the crowd, does it mean that he allows his opponent to live longer if there are longer matches?
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't quite. The logic is lost.
Yeah. I just want to know, at the very beginning of him coming out, were they trying to make him a face?
When? Today?
No, like a year ago, or whenever we first started seeing these quick matches.
I mean, obviously, I don't know if he was. I think this is one of those great situations where they didn't think face or heel. They thought, guy, we're gonna put him out there, see what kind of reaction he gets. Because we know they're trying to get away from just solid, like hard form heel and face. So this guy's kind of in between. They put him out there. Crowds for him for a long time, until they're not anymore. Now they aren't at all.
Yeah. I just don't like it. I was wondering, why Ronda Rousey, who has 30-second matches, we love seeing those. Obviously, whether you think it's real or use the Dana White term.
Yeah.
That was just
call it from
stupid.
Now that you've said it,
What?
I'm gonna call it the Dana White term.
Yeah.
Going, this whole thing's Dana White.
The F word. But why isn't this working?
So why does Rousey get over and Corbin doesn't? Because this isn't the same thing.
I know, but why?
People know
Regardless of that, I said this on another after show, but I think that Baron Corbin's matches would be 1,000 times more funny if we like had someone that just put a Ronda Rousey face on his head and his body. The entire time, I would just I think that would be hilarious.
There's a lot of jerk faces out there who says Ronda Rousey's body isn't great, but if you put her head on Baron Corbin's body, that's really, that's so ugly. Yeah, but
not ugly. I don't care if it's ugly or not. I just think that would be funny.
It would be funny.
Yeah. Darkness.
Ronda Corbin, yeah.
Anyways,
Weird.
Bayley goes into Regal's office to ask him for a shot at the women's title. She says she's been working really hard. She's been trying to prove herself. And Regal says she has been working very hard. He's seen that. But she has one more opponent to face until he can give her that match. So she will face Becky Lynch next week. And whoever wins that will get a shot at the title at NXT TakeOver.
It's, put up a showtime for Bayley, as well as Becky Lynch. Both of these individuals have faced for the title before, neither of them winning it. And I think that's actually really important. It's the fact that neither of these people in this match for number one contendership have held the title before. That's very big. Either way, a non-title holder will be facing the current champion.
Mm-hmm. People are saying that it would be very predictable if Bayley ends up winning this match, going into her match against Sasha at TakeOver, because Sasha's on the main roster now, and they wouldn't want to have her have the NXT belt at shows there.
Okay, so does that make it not fun? Does that mean that...
No, it's still going to be great.
That's sort of my question just to everybody. If it does predictability necessarily mean that it's not going to be something that you want to watch?
I mean, I'm
cares?
definitely going to watch it, but it's a lot less shocking. Like, you don't have those moments. Like, I remember SummerSlam a couple years ago, Daniel Bryan winning, and there being streamers everywhere and being so incredibly shocked and excited at the same time.
Yeah, but I don't...
Because it's unpredictable.
I think the match itself will be unpredictable. There were times in the match she had tonight, I thought Charlotte was going to win it. There were times that I thought Bayley might have it, because I truly didn't know.
Yeah.
It's the shock of it. If she does win it, yeah, it's predictable. But it's not like she didn't work hard to get there. It's not like she ran over everybody. She's climbing. I mean, scraping to get to the top. Who doesn't want to see that? Who doesn't want to see somebody succeed who seems so genuine and so nice? Why can't the nice guy win? Why?
I mean, what is predictable for me is it'll probably be my favorite match at TakeOver, but I'm just saying that the predictability of who wins could, I don't know.
There is no predictability.
There is a little
because
bit.
So you have the archetype of the babyface winning and winning and winning and winning, which already is an established idea. But then you have the top heel being the top heel, which means that she will probably hold on to it. But nobody knows for sure.
Yeah.
Everybody likes to pretend that they know, but nobody knows.
People know a little
They
bit.
don't know jack.
We could probably argue this for another hour, but we have a
Absolutely.
lot more to cover. Prince Pretty, Tyler Breeze versus Aaron Solo. And I got a couple tweets reminding me who exactly Aaron Solo is.
Who's Aaron Solo? See, I couldn't remember either, but it was way too late. I wasn't doing any
Bailey's
research.
boyfriend in real life. He was
That's
the one that we
right.
saw the Tough Enough video
That's
for.
it. Yeah.
I kind of want to know now whether he's happy that he didn't get cast as Tough Enough because he still got a tryout, or whether he wishes that he was on the show. But anyways, Tyler Breeze wins with a beauty shot. Very impatient throughout this entire match. He just wanted to get it over. Even after he won, he was like motioning to the ref, like, hold my hand up. He wanted to get back to Periscope.
He really doesn't get paid by the minute. I mean, Baron Corbin, whatever, but at least Tyler Breeze is like, I'm out of here. I just want to leave.
He needs to go to Cairo.
Absolutely.
For a seasonal residency.
He's in Egypt. Egypt is so amazing, I hear. I don't know much about Egypt.
Oh. Maybe the sand there, like sandstorms, work as like abrasion for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
That's
good.
true. Like if a sandstorm kicks up, he covers his entire body except his face right here.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how we do. Maybe that's his beauty secret. Maybe we just found out.
Yeah.
Cairo Sands.
It's not a secret
by
anymore.
Tyler Breeze.
Regal comes out after this match and announces Liger will be Tyler Breeze's opponent at TakeOver.
Did you know a lot about Liger?
I don't know a lot about him, but now over the last couple weeks, I'm learning a lot about him.
The package that followed, I was glad and somewhat surprised they just threw a package on right after the announcement.
Mm-hmm.
But that's perfect because now people who don't know who Liger is understand that this guy has been around a really long time and always at the top. He's one of the top talents in the world at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
So now you understand. Tyler Breeze is going to face one of the greatest to ever wrestle. Ever.
Which is incredible for him.
Sort of. I mean, either William Regal really likes him or he really wants him to get hurt.
I mean, in real life.
Well,
IRL.
any way you cut it, it's a hell of an opportunity for a guy from NXT to wrestle one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ua Nation is repackaged, and we see he is now known as Apollo Crews. What do you think?
I don't know.
I didn't get much out of this at all, other than his name.
Well, I mean, I didn't get anything new out of it.
Yeah.
Like, you see him train, yeah, he's a blue chip, whatever.
I just wanted to see more. I was like, okay, cool. You can wrestle.
Right.
We know that already. So
It's like the Dusty Rhodes thing, broken toys. I like my broken toys.
it wasn't memorable to me.
The name, I don't know if I like the name. Apollo Crews, I sort of know why they picked it. And it's kind of like, you picked like the least memorable things and the names of two standout African Americans in like pop culture. So you've got Terry Crews and you've got Apollo Creed. So you have Apollo Crews. So when you Google either one of those, you're going to get Apollo Crews. Which is just too easy. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. I don't know whose name, who thought of it. It was probably his because they allow that, and that's cool, but to me it's too easy. Ua Nation. You Google Ua Nation, there's only one damn thing coming up.
Yeah.
This, you get like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not unique.
It's not as memorable.
It's not. Everybody, there's a lot of Apollos. There's a lot of Cruises. It's not unique. And that's why I don't like it. I think it should be unique. It should reflect something about him that you can't get from anything else, you know? But it
I am
doesn't.
definitely excited to see him wrestle, though.
He's fantastic. He'll blow everybody out of the water. You saw how he can fly. He's athletic. He's like freaking really angular. Like, all his muscles are really... He wore that like, the zip-up, and you could still see his freaking traps, like, exploding through the zip-up. Like, oh, for crying out loud. So, yeah, he's going to be great. I'm not going to say he's not going to be great, but
Yeah.
Apollo Crews is not a good name. It's just me.
Well, let us know what you guys think at home.
I don't
Use
think
the hashtag ABTVNXT or comment on our YouTube.
No, they don't.
What?
They don't care about this.
You're ridiculous.
Yeah.
Speaking of opinions, before we get into the next segment, I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone who gave us 5 stars on iTunes this past week. Got a ton of them. Anthony Z, which is also Pazampogna. I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
Anthony Z said that it's the best AfterBuzz show. Soltera333, Spencer Wayne, TFFOHDS JB?
Is that a spam
Braden Fanti. Okay, I know who you are now. He said, amazing job, guys. Thank you. He also said Mark is a god. Whoa.
A god?
Wow.
I am a god.
Reaganomics 813.
Reaganomics.
Said hobos dropping elbows.
Damn right. From the top.
Funniest podcast, Bang Bang. Said one fine NXT podcast. Thanks for that. And
podcast.
Jadier Madison said it's their favorite podcast. So thank you guys so much. That means a ton to us. And if you haven't subscribed or rated us on iTunes, please do so. It's what helps us grow here, what helps us get more interviews and giveaways and fun stuff like that. And you'll get a shout out, so why not do it?
Darn right.
Yeah. So after that segment, we got Byron Saxton interviewing Finn Balor in the locker room. Very stylized. Balor says he will prove that Japan was not a fluke. And Byron wants to know whether we'll see the Demon at TakeOver. Balor says Kevin Owens will just have to wait and see.
He's so subdued in interviews. It's I almost think he's been taking Benadryl. But it's
I think that's just his personality.
I know, but
which we've seen from
it's such a weird,
the packages on him.
Such a weird departure from his style in the ring. Like he's got.
But that's what he says is he has dual personalities. He's himself, and then he's the Demon.
Right, and they're very different. It's just so hard. It's so hard to imagine them existing in the same space.
Like if you just met him on the street, you wouldn't think that he's a wrestler.
Right,
is that what you're saying?
Sort of. Yeah.
But how many guys do you know in the locker room at Championship Wrestling who are not anything like their character?
Well, actually, a lot of guys are exactly what they appear to be.
Okay.
You'd be surprised.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just strange that he is so different than who he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying I don't like it. It's just sometimes it's hard to grasp mentally.
Okay.
That's all.
Do you think that maybe it's a little bit of NXT trying to play up on the shy guy, like the very humble person, because they know that that's like no one's gonna say anything bad about that?
Possibly. I guess it's sort of relatable, but you know, it's what sells shirts, you know?
He's selling a lot of shirts, so
all of them with demon paint.
Well, yeah. But both of those things are different, and both of them are memorable.
I guess. I don't know. I think this is more for the ladies.
Okay. Well,
wouldn't you agree, Catherine?
Next up, we have Dawson and Wilder versus the Hype Bros. Hype Bros end up winning with the Rough Rider, but Dawson and Wilder retaliate after the match with the Shatter Machine.
This was really good.
Yeah.
I did not think the Hype Bros were going to win.
Yeah.
I really was surprised.
This is a great matchup, though.
They're the same but different. Both of these teams hit super hard.
Yeah.
But the way in which they work is so different from each other.
I think every new tag team that we've had come out of NXT in the last couple months has had the greatest tag team finishes that we've seen in a while.
It's a good point. I'm not sure who's putting them together, but
they're really cool.
They are. Like, I mean, the what is it, Hype Rider? Hype Rider is pretty easy.
Oh, yeah.
Just that's an easy idea. You take this thing and you make it higher. Mm-hmm. Shatter Machine's a take on the 3D with a code breaker in it, which is it's hard to get off, and you can see that who's the base? Is it Dawson? No, Dawson's base, Wilder's catching. Wilder throws the knees, and he's always just a hair away from not getting in the right place at the right time. Like, it's a very, very close movement, because there's nothing to hang on to. You've got to bring your knees into your own chest and grasp around the back of the guy's neck, but as he's coming toward you and you're coming up and you have to, like, curl into a ball. It's so hard. It's really, the timing is so difficult.
Yeah.
It looks hard-hitting because it hits really hard.
Great match, though.
This, I guess, we may see more of it.
Yeah.
The finish that it had, them kind of beating on each other after the fact, I guess we'll see more.
Mm-hmm. We do know that they won't be in the title picture anytime soon, these two teams, just because the Vaudevillains are still in it, which we'll talk about.
I'm fine with that.
Right now.
Not everything should revolve around the belt. You need these other smaller feuds that just exist. Mm-hmm. They have to have their own stories that propel them forward. Not everything can have to do with the belt, because the belt is the belt and there's only one of them.
Yeah. Well, they're two tag team belts.
You can't split them up, though.
So, yeah.
You can't have, like, two guys on the same team who win it independently of each other, though that would be a weird gimmick. That would be kind of funky.
Yeah. The Vaudevillains ask Regal for a rematch against Bam. And Regal says it'll happen at TakeOver, but this time you have to find a way to curtail Alexa Bliss.
The Alexa problem.
The Alexa problem. Yeah.
Easy for you to say.
No, it's not, apparently.
So how do we solve the Alexa problem?
I don't know, and that's what I'm wondering. Like, do they get rid of the chivalry and take her out? Do they find a girl to help them?
It almost seems to me they have to find a female.
Or do they do like an old circusy act and they like trap her in a cage before the show?
Tired of railroad tracks.
Like Mousetrap, that game. Like,
yes,
she's literally like walking around backstage and they just like, oh, look, sparkles. Oh, I miss glitter. Whoa. And then like...
Think of glitter and a big box and a stick with a string attached to it.
Exactly.
I mean, that could work.
Or tie her to a railroad like they do in old-timey movies.
I said that.
Oh, I wasn't listening.
Okay. Yeah.
Got too excited about the glitter.
I think they've got to bring in a female.
Okay.
The question is...
Who?
Right. Maybe Alexa Bliss. I don't know.
What?
No. What?
They bring in a female, maybe Alexa Bliss?
Yeah.
That's who...
No. Maybe Becky Lynch. I hit the head a lot. Yeah. More coffee. Yeah, maybe Becky Lynch.
Okay.
Because she got the steampunk thing going on,
Steampunk,
sort of
yeah.
a time traveling kind of thing, and that could be an easy fix.
What if they brought in their announcer?
No, I love it, but no.
Okay.
I would really love it.
I would love that.
Because it would be comedy, and comedy's okay. Yeah. Like if he came out and somehow did some sort of like a magic trick to like eliminate her, just do something weird, and then all of a sudden it explodes and she's gone. That could work.
As long as she doesn't explode.
Or that could work. She just turns into pixie dust. Pow! Just glitter bomb the entire audience.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. No, but it's a violence against women thing. You can't have it. They don't like it. So you gotta find a way around it.
What do we have for Enzo and Cass at this point?
Enzo and Cass. I could have a fight with a broom and people would love
I
it.
know, but I'm just thinking because Alexa's last opponent was Carmella.
So, it doesn't seem... Because you can't bring out Carmella without bringing out Enzo and Cass. You just can't do it. Then it wouldn't be fair to Bam. Then they would sort of look like the weaker team. Though they sort of have it coming. You don't want the people sort of going and feeling sympathy for them because they've been outnumbered 2-1.
Mm-hmm. Want to give a quick shout out to Wrestling Nerd XD for his birthday. Happy birthday. Thanks for watching.
How old are you?
I don't know.
Well, happy birthday anyway.
Yeah. I know he likes Dana Brooke a lot. He's
sure.
been one of the people that has said that we're too harsh on her.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I hope she wishes you happy birthday as well.
Aw.
I do.
Up next, we have the main event, Samoa Joe versus Rhino. Two big dudes duking it out. What'd you think?
Hard hitting is an understatement.
Yeah.
Dramatic understatement. I really like the tail of the tape going into this. They showed at some point during this show. It really helps you understand the size of these guys. Rhino with the weight advantage, but a height disadvantage, which puts his whole center of gravity lower to the ground. Samoa Joe, a little bit taller, a little bit leaner, just a little bit. Well, I wouldn't say leaner, but at least a little less dense.
Yeah, there were a couple impressive spots, though. Samoa Joe, especially with that high kick that, what is it, enziguri?
That's not an enziguri.
What is it? What was it?
Pele kick.
Okay, then why did they say that?
He said it twice. I don't know why he said it. It's not what that is.
Okay.
I think they're getting.
That's
they're
why I
trying
was
to get away from
confused.
using the term Pele kick. They're trying to get away from that, but calling it an enziguri is not what. That's not what that is. That's not what that is. And I was yelling at the TV. Like,
What's a proper enziguri then?
Proper enziguri. Hold this foot. I'm gonna kick you with this foot. That's an enziguri.
Okay. So, whatever kind of high kick, Pele kick to Rhino when he was on the ropes was really, like...
Sitting on the top turnbuckle. Whoa!
I did not expect a guy like Joe to be able to do something like that.
That's why Joe's kind of amazing, because for his weight,
Yeah.
he doesn't move like that kind
Then
of
I want to see more of that.
Okay. We'll do that then.
Cool.
Kind of a high-flying big man. But I love Rhino's style. I love everything he does is low to the ground, and he's
Gore.
just so impactful. Gore.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks... Right now, he looks like he is in the best shape of his life. He looks as solid as I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
He is huge. Just huge. Oh, man, this was so good.
Yeah. I also think it's really interesting that he has one of those contracts where he can wrestle elsewhere and still do NXT.
It's kind of, I don't want to call it a Legends contract because he is
Yeah.
not a legend yet. He will be someday. I do not doubt it. But it's great for him.
Yeah.
Great exposure.
I mean, he just gored Thea Trinidad a couple weeks ago.
He did.
That was crazy.
I'm surprised that she's still alive, quite frankly.
Yeah. Samoa Joe does the muscle buster for the win. And that's it. That's the episode.
Yeah. This match gave you a real idea of what two heavyweights looks like.
And I was not excited for this match, but it ended up exceeding my expectations.
Because they went with, I think, what they should have gone with. Two absolute animals colliding into each other at full force. And you saw it just with them trying to take each other off each other's feet with the shoulder blocks. And you hear that force just... Oh, man, just so much boom. And then they stop, and Rhino gets pissed because he's never encountered anything quite like this before. He's like, you hit the ropes.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Wow.
Love it.
Only, what, 1 or 2 more episodes before Takeover?
Was it 2? What's the date? It must be 2.
Ooh, crazy. And the fact that Takeover is on a Saturday didn't even cross my mind until just now. Because usually they're on Wednesdays.
Right. It's on Saturday, and it's an hour later, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
This is wow. This is our life now.
The card is shaping up. So, as we always do in our NXT After Show, we did a question last week. Which talent would you like to have different music, and what music would you give them? Got a ton of responses. I'm going to shout out a couple. DLB Dev said that they wanted to see Bull Dempsey with Eminem's Till I Collapse.
And somebody also said for Bull Dempsey, Blue Suede's Hooked on a Feeling.
Yeah.
No, I felt that really good. I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be great.
Well, DLB Dev said that they wanted Till I Collapse because it was Till I Collapse of a heart attack. Yeah. But hopefully His
That's
bullfit
not as
is getting
funny.
bullfit, so yeah.
That's some bullfit right there.
Slacker247 on Twitter said, I like Dana Brooke's theme, but Because I'm Awesome by the Dolly Rots would fit so much better.
That would be actually, yeah. Yeah, you're right. That would be great.
Yeah.
That'd be killer.
Did you have
Did I have
one?
one?
Yeah. I want to know.
No. I'm not. I mean, I don't know. I like seeing other people's suggestions.
Okay.
Like I'm too much of a realist to actually suggest a real song for anybody, because I know you're not gonna get the rights.
Well, the reason why we had this was because I had the Samoa Joe, the
Right.
da-na-na-na. I don't even know the name of the song, but
now I can't
we
remember it either. Yes.
figured it out and then we forgot it.
Yeah, it's. Yeah. I really enjoy that song. Now I can't remember what the title is. But I love seeing people's suggestions, and I think they're really awesome suggestions. I just like seeing other people's. I like to watch. I'm weird.
Yeah, you are very weird. That is very
tired.
true.
So tired.
So, our question for this week, which you can answer on Twitter using the hashtag ABTVNXT or on YouTube, we want to know, since there was a repackage this week in the show, if you could repackage one of the NXT team crew, what gimmick would you give us? And come up with everything. Come up with the name, come up with the storyline, or whatever.
Entrance theme.
Finisher. If you want.
Absolutely.
Whatever. Get creative.
I want, detail.
So Hobo, Mark, and myself.
Yeah.
Or if you have something that you've always wanted to do as your own gimmick, let us know.
Do you want to be a gimmick? You could be a gimmick in your everyday life if you really tried.
Yeah? You think?
I think so. I mean, we live in Los Angeles, where everybody has a gimmick. So, if you
their
live
brand.
someplace, their brand.
It's their brand.
I never thought of it that way before.
That's what people call
great.
it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but I never made those two words have the same, definition in my head before. It's pretty great. So if you're from here, everybody has a gimmick, but you don't know that if you're living somewhere else that you too could have a gimmick in your everyday life.
Yeah. That guy KJ is the one that said blue suede.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. I love that. That's a great song.
Yeah. So that wraps up our show.
I think we're done.
Let us know what gimmick you would give to the Hobo, Mark, or myself.
I'm perfect as I am. Let's face it.
Okay. So just Mark or myself.
Did not need a rim shot. That was not a joke.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next week, you can find us on Twitter. Where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter @TrueHobo. ProWrestlingTees.com/hobos where you can get hobo shirts. SoapboxCarTV.Spreadshirt.com is where you can get NXT shirts. And all the money goes to support us in our crazy efforts as we fly off to New York City. If you want to learn how to wrestle, call 818-381-2563 or go to @CWFH Training on Twitter and see some cool photos from a shoot I did yesterday at the space. A lot of big names. It was really fun.
Yeah. Missy Mark. You can find me on Twitter @Catherine Kelly, on Instagram @Kathy Kelly, and you can find all of us here on Twitter and Instagram @AfterBuzzTV. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you again next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.